tobacco international factory in Ballymena, better known over the years as Gallagher's, would close with the loss of almost 1,000 jobs. At the time, the news was described as devastating. The redundancies at the factory began, and many workers were leaving their workplace for the last time. Mark Mallet has spent the day in Ballymena.
Leaving work at JTI for the last time. For years, these workers and many more like them have worked side by side, helping grow the company, but also building friendships with colleagues and strengthening their community. This factory has been a constant in Ballymena for decades, providing employment for hundreds of local people since the 1940s. And so as operations come to an end here, I suppose it's only natural that there is a distinctly depressing atmosphere about the place. Some workers who clocked off for the final time today described their last shift as an emotional one. Those that I spoke to didn't want to appear on camera, but they were in agreement. This is not just a sad day for them and their families, but also for the whole of Ballymena. DUP MLA Paul Frew worked at Gallagher's and later when it became JTI.
I've had the opportunity to work in JTI on a number of occasions as foreman electrician on some contracts and as an apprentice electrician. So I grew up knowing Gallagher's and JTI as what it became, but it affected families too. There was mums and dads worked on the site, and now they both have lost employment. And for them to actually raise their family with the work that JTI provided them, that's all gone. And I don't think anyone in Ballymena really realises the impact that this will have. I think this is going to bear very heavy on Ballymena in the coming weeks.
These job losses came about when Japan Tobacco announced a year and a half ago that it was restructuring its global business, with production being relocated to Eastern Europe. The man who edits one of the local papers says this should have given people time to prepare.
Of course, they've known for 20 months now that this day was coming. So in some respects, a bit like Michelin, although the factory closures were announced, it was a bombshell at the time, maybe £70 million of wages taken out of the local economy. At least the workforce have had a chance to think about what they might do next. JTI has been very anxious to retain a legacy of manufacturing on that site, and it's my understanding that very soon there will be a major announcement made which will retain hundreds of jobs at that JTI site at Galgorm.
In a statement, JTI thanked its workers and said their dedication over the years and their continued commitment and professionalism since the announcement of the factory closure has been exemplary. We would like to wish them well for the future. The United Union knows the fight to save JTI is over, but they say the race is now on to save manufacturing, not just in Ballymena, but right across the country.
It'll be devastating. There's people there who worked all their lives there. There's people there that have worked their whole working life but are still in their mid-40s. They're going to feel a big impact of moving from that type of job into the type of jobs that the NI executive brought in the last number of years. Manufacturing creates GDP into the company, into the country, and that's what helps the country and the economy grow from. That's where it all stems from. There's still 80,000 jobs in manufacturing. We want to see that grow, but there has to be a realisation by the executive they have to support that there. If we give up manufacturing, we may as well turn the lights off and leave the island.
We cannot afford for this to be a graveyard of industry. Ballymena people and the hinterland are industrious people. We want to work, we're motivated to work, as is everyone in Northern Ireland, of course. And we have a really great name. I reckon we have probably a 6 month window or to a year putting out wide. And I think we need to make sure that something comes into place. Now, whether that be global, or whether that be local companies expanding, or whether that be even individuals who have worked on these sites, who want to take that plunge. And I say to the government, I say to us all as politicians, help these people.
By the end of this week, several hundred employees will have walked away from JTI for the last time. The gates due to finally close next year. Mark Mallet, UTV Live Tonight, Ballymena.